Hello everybody, welcome to LT Gaming. My name is Tom and today we are taking a look at the absolute classic game that I loved as a child, Space Empires 4. Before I kind of kick this off, just a quick note that if you guys are enjoying the content we make sure to like, subscribe, comment. It all helps with the algorithm and us to get a bit more success, and then more success means more videos. So, Space Empires 4. I got this game on GOG for some silly small amount. I can't quite recall what it was now. And this was a game I absolutely loved during my childhood. I would play the demo when I didn't have any money to buy the game. And I think you got like 100 turns, and I would play those 100 turns, do all my ship designs, all that stuff. And then eventually I had the full game. And I would just, this was the sort of game, and still is the sort of game, where you will play a campaign for weeks, if not months at a time, just due to the complexity and depth that exists in it. So let's have a quick little glance in and remind ourselves about Space Empires 4. Now, I believe there is Space Empires 5 out now. I never played that. Space Empires 3 and 4 were kind of my jam. So this is kind of where, if I'm going to be reminiscing and nostalgic, this is where I'm going to come back to. So the start of every game is the setup. And this is often one of the funnest things you can do. So you set up your universe to begin with. So we've got quadrant type. Let's take spiral arm. We'll go small. And then you can also have these kind of extra specific options activated if you like, and then you generate your map. And I'm like, it looks all right, but how does it look if it was an ancient? And then we get this kind of large, sprawled out kind of formation with less connections between. Grids are probably a good way to play a balanced map, I always found, because they're a bit more interconnected. And then we have the classic cluster. All right, I like the look of the cluster, so we'll crack on with that. Event frequency. So these are events that strike down upon your civilization, and catastrophic really are catastrophic. So I tend to drop this down to medium. Technology, huge part of the game. Really, so many layers and strata to this of what you go for, what type of nation you want to be, economic powerhouse, military powerhouse, etc. So I would generally always leave everything on here. Now, this is where things can get pretty interesting with setting up your nations. I would always just go down the middle, and sometimes I think 3 planets is a better way to start. 10 is a bit overkill. You're already like a big multi-planetary nation. And then everything else we leave low. And then you come to creating your nation. You can add existing. So you've got all these existing nations available here. But the funnest thing for me would always be to create your own empire. So in this instance, we will create the empire of LT Gaming. And LT Gaming have long been a collective, let's say. The LT Gaming Collective, with Luke and myself being the Grand Lords of LT Gaming. Obviously, I'm a Tom. And then picking your portrait style, which, to be honest with you, would take me far too long as a kid. And right now, I'm already obviously LT Gaming. This is us. It's what me and Luke look like in real life. The design name file. This is something which is cool to have. You can basically add these, so when you're naming your ships, you've got like these available names for you. So these will be like States of America, I believe. Minister style, we'll take neutral, and we'll we're controlled by the player, and then we create. First of all, we can pick our home planets, our culture. So this kind of is going to give you your approach that you're going to take to the game, I would say. Are you going to try and win through trade and building a massive economy? We're, of course, going to be warriors. And then you have a certain amount of points available to you to modify your stats here. I would often play in an aggressive manner, so I would go everything toward happiness is what I would often focus on. A bit of reproduction, and then I would kind of not be as hot on the economy because I would be trying to conquer and take over and develop as much as possible, and then we'll go defense as well. And you also have these advanced traits here, which can be very powerful and alter kind of your playstyle or the bonuses that you're going to get. I would often write these descriptions. A collective awesome gamers headed up by Grand Lord Tom, for example. No mention of Luke in our history. So this is kind of a really cool, and I would say if you like the role-playing side of things, you can really put in your own stamp on your nation. So for now, we'll select the happiness type, which is bloodthirsty, and we'll create our empire. And there we are, the LT Gaming Collective, and we're ready to jump in. I would often select extra win conditions, as otherwise it's just annihilation, which can be very hard to win in this game. And then we'll click begin. And here we are in the game. Now, to some, it may look like a bit of a spreadsheet, and in many regards, it might be. This game is a detail-orientated 4X space game, where you have control over a lot of aspects that you're going to be, developing. So you have everything from the planets that you're building on. So here, you usually start with one good planet. You can see I've got full facilities here, lots of space, and, this is a fully fledged planet with good resource production. And, most importantly, good population as well. I believe we also have extra planets here. We got one Quick Kill 11 and Quick Kill 10 are two extra planets I have, and I believe they're developed to the same extent, full-blown facilities. So the name of the game is to kind of pick your strategy, I would say, and try to counter the very good AI and computer players. So you have everything from research. So I would usually start, as I'm a warlike nation, I'd probably start with getting some projectile and planetary weapons, so I have the ability to take out planets. From there, I would spend most of my time creating ship designs. So we can look through as you open up more technologies, you're going to get more modules that you can build here. But ship designing is probably one of the funnest things that you can do in this game. So right now we only have a small number of vehicle sizes. So I'll select an escort ship. I will say this is going to be my attack ship. And we have our US state names here, and we'll call it the Utah. Bridge, life support, and crew. Now, I think sometimes you don't need... No, I think you probably always need those, if I remember correctly. I'm just trying to remember if there's any nations that don't need the life support type of thing. So iron engines, you have to have engine to move. So without that, your ship will just be static. If you're creating scout ships in the beginning, I would often create a ship like this with crazy movement and just maybe one or two cannons for defense. And then we would go one more engine. So we've got 6 movement, and this would be the Utah, and this would be the type of ship I'm going to build in mass in the beginning to get exploring around the system. Furthermore, you need to defend your planets, and you can build the space stations, which are so much fun. as this is going to be, where is it? I would say a defense base. And so you do 1 bridge, 2 life supports, 2 crew quarters, and then you have a huge amount of weaponry, or space for weaponry, if you see the space used up here. So I would go something like this, I think. Would be a pretty cool design. And then I'd be like, okay, well, what can I... how do I know how these perform? Oh, I didn't call it anything. Hold on, edit. We want to call it defense base, but we want the California defense space. Where are we? There we go. All right, create design. And from here, I'd be like, well, how do I know how good the Utah is versus the California? And we go to something called the simulator. And this is so much fun to play around with. You can basically build massive battles and do a complete playthrough in either the tactical mode, which looks like this, where you actually physically control the ships yourself. And you would just like select auto. You can do it all yourself, but I mean, it was very time consuming. Now, as you can see, this is turn-based combat. And if you're fully embracing the whole, I'm going to do everything, this is a pretty in-depth way to play through the game. However, what I would usually do rather than the tactical one is the strategic playthrough, which basically is just like a simulator, and it will play through, I think it's 20 or 30 turns. And after 16 combat turns and 2 losses, our attack ship, the Utah, was able to take down the space station. So the California might be a flawed design that it's dropping so easily to escorts. And I would go back in and I would edit. And, you know, right now I don't have any armor or shields, which is kind of what I would want on a defense base. And so I know that the California is probably not going to be the best for defense going forward. So this is just kind of a quick way to show you guys how this game works. Another very important thing is the colony ship, and you should get these up as soon as possible. We'll call it the Hawaii, and you need to design these specifically for each type. Oh, I have a warning. Let's just give this a... No. We'll just create the design like that. So the Hawaii is ready to be built. And this will allow me to go to rock planets. So we've got one here, Rock Tiny. And this is pretty good. Production on the blue mineral. I think this is organic. This is minerals. And this is... forget the exact term now. So how I would begin this game would be making sure that I'm going to be building some ships. In the beginning, we want to get some scout ships going. I won't bother building the California. And then we'll go to our quick kill system. And we'll also build 2 here and another Hawaii here, so we can start expanding across different planets. Now, with this planet, we'll just build 1 Utah. And that would end our turn. And we can see a little bit here about how we're doing. We're pretty good on resources, but if I'm going to focus on any, I would focus on the red resource for future colonies. And we would end our turn. And we get our news of the day, new tech level. We've got a new uranium cannon type 2. We've got planetary napalm, radiation bomb, and all our research projects are completed. So that is very interesting. And I would think, okay, I have my defensive base. What do we need to kind of complement that a bit more, maybe? And I think I can go... So you can kind of right-click on them, see what they're going to lead to. And I think military science for a more defensive output. I'm trying to look for where the armor is. Industry, physics. All right. I think military science will be something we'll go for. followed by kamikaze warheads. I mean, the breadth of different techs and different modules you get in this is insane. Oh, battle stations. There we go. So this one will take quite a while to get toward. But I usually would try to build some sort of battle station on each planet. And ships units, we don't have any built yet. But, you know, for many people, this game, you know, looking through the different planets you can target. So I need to know where this one is. Okay, so this would be ideal for me to target next, as red is my weakness. And I will send a Hawaii ship there immediately. And we would end the turn again. And we would see that we have Utahs constructed. We have the Utah class here. And I think heading toward... Now... I think I can just set them on explore mode and they will just head off on their own. So this is nice because it means you don't have to spend loads of time. Oh my god, we found aliens. You don't have to spend loads of time like monitoring where they're exploring, although you can. And we will say, so this guy I'll manually control and ask him to warp through here. And we've jumped through and we're in combat. Wow. So they have two ships, the Wortley 10 and an escort ship, it looks like. So we played through and I just did the strategic one and we lost nothing. Excellent. It would seem we're at war with the purples. The pack leader Yin Kak Terak's hegemony. Alright. And here is the diplomacy screen where, wow, what a beautiful nation of people they are. Where you can kind of interact with people, build alliances, go to war. And it is all quite in-depth as well. You can have different tones with your messages. So I can be like, propose a treaty, non-aggression, and we'll be neutral. And we'll send the message, and then we'll get an answer back next turn. Now, oh, I was actually attacking their planet, which I did so, and I took off some of their population. And that's because their planet is right on the warp point, so I also attack them. Let's hope this doesn't affect our relations adversely, but who knows. Alright, we do have another Utah-class ship up, so we'll just send him off to explore. But now I should start thinking about building some defense as well, as they're pretty close to me. And I would, of course, end my turn. And we have combat. I'm under attack by the NORAD Continuum. And let's do a tactical fight this time. Why not? What do they have? There's their ship over here. They have one capital ship missile versus 2 uranium cannons. Okay. I will just auto. And let's see how this goes. They're advancing on me. Very tense. You know, who would have known that aliens would be so warlike? I mean, we're a very peaceful nation, the LT Gaming Collective, and we're almost continuously under attack by people. Alright, we're getting into range now. They fired a missile off. That's what that sound was. Oh, and they hit us. That is quite unfortunate. How much damage did we take? A little bit. But we will... Oh, God. Oh, there we go. Uranium cannons for the win. I fear we may lose. This is going to take us out. Oh dear, we're completely disabled now. We have lost movement. And the Utah is destroyed. All right, in good news, the Texrac hegemony want to be friends with us, but in other news, the purple folk, the Praetorian Imperium, have destroyed a Utah ship, and major ripples have run through our empire about the effectiveness of our ships. So I will leave it there, guys. If you guys are enjoying this, I can continue this playthrough. Just let me know in the comments. I just wanted to showcase this game as it's so much fun. And right now, what I will do after this video is I will zoom to my design. I will upgrade the Utah design, so it'll be a Mark II. And we will say, you know, upgrading gives me the latest modules, but maybe I need to think about less movement, more weaponry. So we could go a bit like this. And add in a third uranium cannon. We believe in the... Oh, then that'd be the Utah 2. You know, after the massive ripple effect of losing our first ship, we had to develop a new prototype. So that was the video, guys. I would highly recommend, if you like slow-paced 4X space strategy games, this is a simply fantastic game to have. It's super atmospheric, music's great, sound effects are amazing, and it's so in-depth that this will keep you entertained. The graphics are simple, yes, but the gameplay is immense. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and if you have, make sure to like, subscribe, give us a comment, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye now.